Howdy, folks. Woodrow Wallace from NeedCoffee.com here. Back again for another Wayhomer review. Here's how it works for the uninitiated. I have just seen a film. It's in the cinema back that way. And I'm going to tell you about it on my way home. And today, we're here to talk about Prometheus. Okay, so, Prometheus, synopsis. So, a pair of scientists find, you've seen this in the trailer, I'm not giving anything away, find pictograms that multiple civilizations have basically put in caves in various and sundry places. They're not all in caves, but I mean, they're just all over the place. And they all basically say the same thing, which these scientists interpret as an invitation to hop on a spaceship and come out and see them. It's kind of like it's like the Alien Tourist Bureau or something. And so they do. They decide to go out and see and say hi and find crazy stuff when they get there. You've seen some of the crazy stuff in the trailer, I'm sure. Strange containers, giant heads, caves, weird shit. And hijinks then ensue. That's pretty much your synopsis. I mean, that's without getting into specifics, that's your synopsis. This truly is, in Raising Arizona, the term Wayhomer comes from Raising Arizona, about jokes that you get on the way home, in that they're not immediately apparent to you. I'm probably going to be thinking about this for days, so prepare for a review that's going to make little in the way of sense. Because I found the film to be gorgeous, somewhat baffling, and not altogether unpleasant. And by gorgeous, I mean that it's really amazing looking. The Prometheus, the ship that they've created, and all the tech that they've got on it, which kind of, I guess, because this is a prequel to Alien, but not really a prequel to Alien. I don't know why they were messing around with that. It's a prequel to Alien, okay? But it's kind of like they were trying to, how best to put this? The technology, of course, because this is a 2012 film, looks a lot newer than the films that come later. So that's, as long as you can put that to the side, that's fine. But you got all kinds of neat effects and the screens and the whatnot, and that's kind of cool. I guess we can assume that the Nostromo is just basically, the equivalent of a 57 Chevy or something. I have no idea. But anyway, so I mean, it's gorgeous in the fact that how it's shot, because it's a Ridley Scott film, and the environment that they've created, it's all very cool. It's not unpleasant. I mean, there's parts of it that are extremely unpleasant because it is a Ridley Scott Alien film, and there's bits that just make you go, oh, God! I mean, there's like a couple bits just really, seriously, there's holy crap. So yeah, I mean, there's that. But for the most part, I mean, even though it got extremely mental, and I mean that in every sense of the word, I at no point was I filled with joy by the film, let's say, but at no point did I just feel like I was sort of wasting my time being there. I will say that the film did feel like it was about 3.5 hours long, and I'm not quite sure how you do that with a 2-hour, 4-minute film. It didn't help. Oh, and by the way, Fox, congratulations on putting out whatever the hell that was for Life of Pi. That's pretty much going to make nobody going to want to go see your film. That's supposed to be like this really profound book, and your trailer that played after the here's our feature presentation, so everybody in the cinema was like, what the hell is going on? Okay, terrified that we were about to watch an Ang Lee film. I mean, this is the guy who brought us the Hulk, after all. Sorry for the sidebar, but I'm just saying, that book is supposed to be like very profound and very moving and stuff like that. your trailer, or whatever the hell it was, made it look cartoony and stupid. Oh my God. I don't even want to... It's like I expected the tiger to start talking with one of the voices from Madagascar, for God's sake. Anyway, I thought it was going to be that turn off your phones thing with the flying fish talking. Anyway, I'm sorry. I wanted to throw that in there because it was very confusing. Anyway, but that just added to the runtime of me with my ass falling asleep. So I felt like, I don't know what you could have done to it because it didn't feel like it was very fat. You know what I mean? It's like before with... what's its face, Snow White and the Huntsman, where there's just scenes of walking and grass and stuff. I mean, there was that in Snow White, but I really don't see what you could take out of it, but it just felt so long. But not altogether unpleasant, which is a weird dichotomy, I know, but bear with me. Now, the somewhat baffling bit, I can't really get into too much because it's the meat of the film and where all the spoilers are. So, but I will say that if you take this as a prequel to Alien, which I'm not sure how you can't, then you get a bunch of questions that don't necessarily have answers. Now, I'm fine with nebulous questions being raised by films. I don't want you to think that I'm one of these people that I need to come out and every I needs to be crossed and every T needs to be dotted. I don't need that necessarily to enjoy a film, okay? But I at least want to feel like you, the creators, have at least an inkling of what the answers are. You're just not necessarily telling me, or you know some of them and you might make the rest up later. I'm a writer, I know how it goes. You throw bits in there and you hope you can figure it out later. That's the creative process. But with this, there's questions raised about the nature of the series, I guess you would say, that I don't know add anything to the series. And I know that probably doesn't make a lot of sense, but I can't delve because I don't want to ruin it for you. But that sort of bothered me, and it just felt there are all these questions about, okay, well, there's basically plot holes which, when you think about it, make you wonder, why is this film happening? Why is this plot taking place? Why? And it's one of those things where, again, it's what I go back to with, the Armageddon effect, which is basically everybody and you could sit there and you could go, oh, this giant rock's heading towards Earth, why can't we blow it up? They asked that in the film. Why can't we blow it up? We can't, it's too big. And in your brain you go, oh, well, see, they can't, it's too big. You could have very easily explained why certain things were happening, but because you don't, the number one thing that I was thinking about during the closing credits was why did any of this happen? I kept expecting for some explanation, especially as things got crazier, as to why are they there? But I never was satisfied as to why that was happening. Now, I understand that this is completely a thing of perhaps personal taste. And I understand that some of you people watching this who may have already seen the film may dig it and be completely on board with it and have your own theories as to why things work, and that's cool. I would love to hear them. Please try to avoid spoilers in the comments and whatnot, just for the sake of those who haven't seen it yet. But I would love to hear them. So as I always say, I did not enjoy the film. I just felt like with a little bit of tweaking, more stuff could have made sense, and not answers necessarily, but answers to questions that are fundamental to the film, like why is any of this happening? So, I know that's all nebulous and weird, but I honestly am. This is going to weigh on my brain trying to put my head around this, because they are dealing with very fundamental questions in this thing. And to their credit, they're not coming out and going, da-da, here's the answer on a silver spoon. They're not doing that. But they're not, I don't know. It's not even a silver spoon. It's kind of like a spork that you would get at KFC. That's what it felt like. When it should have been an awesome Geiger-designed silver spoon. I know, that doesn't make any sense, but I'm struggling. Again, it's almost one of these things where I wish I could allow myself to come back 3 days from now and film the coda, and then I could go, aha, it all makes sense. But I don't, the rules don't allow for that. So here's what I would say. I would say, if you're going to see it, 3D, not essential, didn't add that much to it. I know, you're so surprised. And as far as cups, I am undecided, simply because I'm still processing. But I will say that my initial reaction is in the 2.5 to 3 cup range, simply because, again, the production design and the awesomeness of how it looked deserves a lot of credit. But again, I'm still not convinced as to how any of it holds together. So I'm going to think about it. I urge you to check Need Coffee and see what my final rating is. There you go. I wish I could say more, but I don't want to screw it up for anybody that's going. And really, if we start delving, then we'll start delving, and then I'll screw it up. So, I know. It's a bit of a lame ending. But I'm still searching to make this make sense. So thank you all for watching. We will see you next time on these. In the meantime, come and see us. I know some of you have not. Needcoffee.com/Facebook is where you can find us on Facebook. And you should do that, because we're there and we do things. So, until next time on the Wayhomer Reviews, this is me saying bye.